Hello to all the engineers over there. This is Divyang Shivastav and you know me well as your aptitude mentor. So you must be very familiar that Accenture is going to come in the upcoming month, and clearing the particular assessment examination of Cognizant is one of the easiest tasks comparatively to the other assessment examination or comparatively to other particular companies, because there is no quants part. So many of the students who are lacking in the numerical ability section or in the aptitude section or in the particular whosoever is facing challenges as regard to the particular mathematics can do comparatively well here and can easily crack the particular placement examination. And also Accenture hire a student in bulk, so competition level is very easier and your chances of getting selection would be maximum. So today we are going to cover the top most important question as far as your particular abstract reasoning section or critical reasoning and problem solving section comes, right? So we are going to cover all the particular section, but for that matters, first of all you need to understand the particular tricks which are associated with every particular question, right? You are just one step away from getting placed, and all your dreams and aspiration for the 4 years are going to be accomplished when you get a dream package, and this could be the last chance for you, right? So as usual during our class we require four elements. First of all would be a pen with a notebook, right? A focus and a beautiful mind, so that you can particularly make a record of all the particular questions that we are going to come, and you can revise and practice meanwhile you are having your actual assessment examination. So before anything, first of all I have to make you familiarize with the detailed examination pattern and the weightage of each of the topics, so that you can start your preparation accordingly, right? So these are the particular chapters or the topics that you have to go through. If I talk with regard to the what is critical reasoning, problem solving and abstract reasoning. So starting with the critical reasoning, as the word say here, we are using a word that is critically examine. So what is critical reasoning? It is basically the ability to analyze and evaluate the information whatever given in the statement form in a very logical and unbiased manner. Here we have to keep all the biases away and we have to think in a logical and unbiased way. So it basically use logics here, understanding and identifying the pattern here, repetition of series or evaluating the arguments and evidence present in the given speech or the information, right? Then comes with the abstract reasoning part. Abstract reasoning part, there would be non-verbal information given. There would be no characters, no given statement given in a word format. Here we are given with the information in a pictorial way. Okay, so we have to understand the complex concept and identify the patterns. We have to formulate a relation between them, right, in a non-verbal information. So these are important job topic like arrangement. Then comes the visual reasoning part, blood relation based questions, okay, flowchart based question, statement and a conclusion, statement and argument based question. It can be coding decoding question, right? Psychometric, directional sense, analogy, seating arrangement, inferred meaning and logical sequence, where we have to given with some sort of information and we have to logically just arrange the particular sequence. So first question is quite easy and it has come repeatedly in your assessment examination. It is from the missing number series chapter. So we have a question that in the following number series only one is wrong. We have to identify that particular wrong number series. So whenever question comes from a number series or a missing number series, all we have to seek is we have to use the logic. We have to identify the pattern. There would be a hidden pattern in it which we have to debunk, and the pattern should be repeatedly or it should be universally applied in all the particular series. The pattern agar find out kar do, तो applying the same pattern you will get the number series or the missing number series whatever given. ठीक है, यहाँ पे रिपीटिशन ऑफ लॉजिक होगा, रिपीटिशन ऑफ सीक्वेंस होगा, रिपीटिशन ऑफ कैरेक्टर कैन बी देयर। ठीक है, अब लॉजिक क्या होगा, व्हाट वुड बी द ट्रिक हियर? देखो, फर्स्ट ट्रिक इज to have the successive differences from the number. It should be successive differences of the number. So if I take the differences from the number, it would be 3 from here, then 1 from here, 4 from here, 11 from here, then 31 from here. Okay, but is there any logic between the numbers? Is there any logic between the numbers? Here would be -3. Okay, so if we just take a difference from the successive number, there would be a series where we have differences of -3, 1, 4, 11 and 31. But there is no fixed pattern here. So second format could be, we have to find out a logic here. So let us take the numbers as, suppose we have 7 here, 4 here, 5, the 9 was given, 20 was given, 51 was given, and last number was 60.5. Now we have to deduce the logic. There are certain sort of patterns here. There are total 12 patterns around which any question of number series can be solved. So there is a pattern called multiplying factor or multiplying series. Here what is actually doing is, if we just multiply 7 with 0.5, or if we take the half of 7, it would be 3.5, and adding half to the given number, it would be 4, right? In the same context, if we take multiplying the number, second number with 1, and add 1 to it, it would be 4 into 1, that is 4, plus 1, it would be become 5. So pattern would be universal and it would be applied from the left to right approach. Now coming to the 5, if on the same particular fashion, in the same trend, in the same way, in the same particular logic, if 0.5 is here, 1 is here, if we just multiply 5 with 1.5 and add 1.5 to it, it would be 5 into 1.5, 7.5, plus 1.5 would be 9. Now coming to the next number, so what we are actually using is just multiplying the same number with 0.5, adding 0.5, then 1, multiplying and adding 1 to it, then 1.5 and same number we are multiplying first and adding the same number. Now multiplying it by 2 and add to it, 9 into 2 would be 18, plus 2 would be 20. In the same fashion, multiplying the number, that is 20, with 2 plus point, add the same number, that would be 2.5. So 20 into 2.5 will be 50, and 50 plus 2.5 would be 52.5. But here it is 51. The right number should be 52.5. So the wrong number must be 51. So option number B would be the right answer. If you want to recheck it, you can recheck it as well. 52.5. What would be the next pattern? It would be multiply by 3 and plus 3. So 52.5 multiplied by 3 would be 50 into 3, 150. 2.5 multiplied by 3 times would be 7.5, and plus 3 would be 10.5. So 10.5 plus 150 would be 160.5. That means our logic, our pattern is correct, but this number is wrong. I hope you understand this particular question. Now, next particular question belongs to the topic of cubes and dices. 3 position of dice are given. So here what we are using is a standard dice. Okay. Based on them, find out which number is found opposite the number 2 in the given cube. First of all, you need to understand the logic of cube. देखो, whenever a question comes from cube, just relate the cube with the help of your particular room. It must be a square room, or you must be sitting in a either of a cuboid room, cuboidal in shape, or it could be cube in shape. Okay, so if you just examine the particular room now, there would be 4 walls that are aligned or attached any of the side. If you take any of the side, right, there would be 4 adjacent side to it and one side would be opposite to it. Okay, so just a concept that you need to understand. एक साइड होगा वहां पे, ठीक है, एंड वन साइड, एंड टेक एनी साइड ऑफ द पर्टिकुलर रूम, rest of the 4 side would be adjacent to it and one would be opposite to it. That will sum up to 6 particular side. Now the logic here would be, if I have to find the opposite of 2, ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे मैं क्या करूँगा, whatever I am going to take is, I would consider any of the particular side which is having other than 2, which is having all the particular 4 side as distinct number. ठीक है, तो कभी भी याद रखना, कोई भी particular side लोगे, 4 side would be adjacent to it. ठीक है, adjacent means just next to it, and one side, the remaining one side out of all the 6 side would be the side which is opposite to that particular figure. So if 3 particular sides are being given, the 3 would be, the remaining would be to the opposite side. It is the 3D figure, so we can see just 3 sides. Remaining other figures, remaining other numbers would be opposite to that particular sides. Now what we are going to do is, we just have to take any of the sides in the given 3 particular dices which is distinct and which is having the 4 distinct member or the 4 distinct adjacent sides. So here let us quickly check all the numbers. Is one the common particular part? यहाँ पे भी 1 है, here also we have 1. But are the particular sides which are adjacent to 1 are distinct in number? 6 and 4, 4 and 2. No, 4 is repeated, so we can't take 1. Can we take 6? So 6 from here, 6 from here, it is common, and 6 has the adjacent side, that is 1 and 4. यहाँ पे क्या है, 5 and 3. So here we can consider 6. Now adjacent to 6 we have 1 and 4, and from this part we have 3 and 5. That means 4 sides are adjacent to 6. The remaining side is nothing but 2, which would be opposite to 6. ठीक है, अभी now it is being asked that what would be the number which is opposite to number 2. So number 2 opposite would be automatically 6. So we can mark this answer as option number A. Coming to the next question. Whenever we are given with a question which comes from the syllogism chapter, so ideally what we are going to do is, we are going to draw a particular Venn diagram. So let us draw the particular diagram on the basis of the statement given. So we have 4 statements given. First is, all stones are hammers. That means all the parts of stone comes under the hammer, or we can say stone is a subset of hammer. Here we are representing the stones with S and hammers with H. No hammer is a ring. That means there would be no intersection of the elements of hammers with the elements of rings. There would be no common part, right? All the elements are distinct and none of the elements of hammer can be interrelated with rings. Some rings are doors. So some part of rings can be door as well. That means there would be overlapping of rings and doors. All doors are windows. That means window would be outside and doors would be the internal side. Also all doors are windows. Okay, so we got this particular arrangement, we got this particular set of statements. On the basis of these particular statements, we have to draw the conclusion. So first conclusion is, some windows are stones. Some windows are stones. So window is here, right, and stones here. We are clearly said that none of hammer belong to this ring. So there is no particular relation, no information is given, right? No information is definite with regard to windows and stones, so we are not sure about it. So this statement, this conclusion would be a false conclusion, right? Now coming to the next particular conclusion. Some windows are rings. Some windows are ring. Definitely, it is correct statement. Third conclusion is no window is a stone. No window is a stone. We are not sure. We are not sure where we are not sure where the particular statement, the particular conclusion is not definite. Then the given conclusion is a independently wrong conclusion. Now coming to the fourth, some rings are stone. Some rings are stone, definitely. It is clearly evident here. Okay. Some rings are stones. So stones would be here and rings are here. So we are not sure about it because there is a cut sign here. There could be possible, this could not be possible. So it could be a wrong statement because hammer can never be rings. अगर hammer rings नहीं हो सकता. So on the contrary to it, stones is a subset of hammer, right? So stone can also be not rings. Now we have second statement true, but यहाँ पे एक twist है, वो चीज समझ लो, ठीक है? What is the twist? That whenever we have object or whenever we have two elements here, for an example, windows is here and stones is here. Window is here and stone is here. That is the object and the subject or the subject and the object are the same. यहाँ पे देखो windows है, यहाँ पे भी windows है, stones and stone. That is subject and object are the same. Then always remember, if sum and no combination is given, sum and no combination is given with the object plus subject remains the same. And if both the statement are independently false, then it would be a exceptional case of conditional sentence and exceptional sentence, and in that case we will apply it with the either or condition. Either or condition. अब ये भी समझ लो ऐसा क्यों होता है, ठीक है? It will go with the either or condition. So we have second statement as true and either of conclusion 1 and conclusion 2. So our answer would be option number C. Right? अब ये समझ लो क्यों होता है. For an example, there is a skeleton, and if I say this skeleton is belong to a female, right? Or it could be for male as well. ठीक है? अब skeleton देख के it can be a criteria that this skeleton belong to a male or a female. If it belongs to female, then it won't be for male, right? And if belong to male, then it cannot be a female. ठीक है? अब एक और चीज समझो, अगर ये मेल है तो फीमेल नहीं हो सकता, एंड इफ इट इज स्केलेटन इज बिलोंग टू मेल, देन फीमेल नहीं हो सकता, और फीमेल का है तो मेल नहीं हो सकता. ठीक है? अब अगर सम है, स्टेटमेंट इज रॉन्ग, तो नो स्टेटमेंट वुड बी ऑटोमेटिकली ट्रू, और अगर नो स्टेटमेंट इज रॉन्ग, देन सम स्टेटमेंट वुड बी ट्रू. तो एक स्टेटमेंट तो करेक्ट होगा ही होगा. ठीक है? अगर दो स्टेटमेंट है तो एक स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट होगा ही होगा. दैट्स द रीजन वी विल गो विद द आइदर और ऑफ द कंक्लूजन. ठीक है? तो ऐसी कंडीशन में हमेशा आइदर और कंडीशन होती है. कमिंग विद द नेक्स्ट पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक फ्रॉम द कोडिंग decoding. Study the data given and answer the following question. Right? So it is from the chapter of coding and decoding. We are given with some sort of words and it is written in the particular coded form. Right? So Royal Monarch Regal is written as @ hash and star. In the same basis we have 3 more sentences given. What would be the code for gold legacy? So if we have to find the code, what we have to use, we have to find the repetition of the given letters. There would be definitely repetition. On the basis of that, we have to find the given codes. So first of all, we have a word that is gold here. So gold is being used in second sentence and the third sentence, right? So what we have to deduce is, we have to see in the coded format whichever symbol or character is being used twice, because gold is used in second and third statement only. So from here we can deduce that percentage is being used twice. Though, so the coded format of gold would be percentage. Right. Now coming to the legacy word. Legacy is used in just second sentence. That means the code for legacy must be that character which is used only in second sentence, and it is not being repeated in any of the four particular sentences. So if we look carefully, this cannot be answered because percentage represent gold. We have a star and question mark. The star is being used in the first sentence, so it cannot be the code for legacy. Only letter that is being left would be percentage. So option number C would be the right coded format for gold legacy. Now coming to the next particular statement. So it is a statement and conclusion based question. So what would be the true statement, true conclusion, and whatever the false conclusion would be? Always remember, when we are very sure about it, whenever the conclusion written is definite or clearly mentioned, then it would be a right conclusion. Something which is obvious, right? And whatever the conclusion would be false, which is not defined, no surety is there, and which is mere a possibility. Mere a possibility, it would be a wrong or a false conclusion or something which is not said. Okay. So our selection would be based on these particular points. What we are given with first statement, we have to check it out. The best evidence of India's glorious past is the growing popularity of Ayurvedic medicine in the West. So we are given with a statement. On the basis of the information that has been given here, we have to draw the conclusion. Ayurvedic medicines are not popular in India. Is it clearly said in the particular statement? No. We are not given with the information from which we can deduce that whether Ayurvedic medicines are popular in India or not. We cannot say. So if it is not clearly said, this statement would be, this conclusion would be a false conclusion. Coming to the second conclusion, that is allopathic medicines are more popular in India. With reference to this statement, there is no information with regard to allopathic medicines. It could be mere a possibility. It could be not defined sentence. It is not clearly said. So this statement would be also a false conclusion. So we can say that none follows would be the right answer. Next question would be, group the given figures into three classes using each figure only once. So just take a timer, just try to solve this question. What would be the ideal approach? The ideal approach would be use logic, identify the whatever the pattern is given, and see where there is a repetition of any logic here, or repetition of the sequence, repetition of the characters here. So if I have to categorize, first of all I have to look the patterns very carefully. So we are given with a particular set of 9 figures. Okay. We can either go with the optional elimination as well, but what I can clearly see is here. First of all, I have a particular diagram in the form of kite, right? So अगर मैं kite को देखूं, यहाँ पे देखो क्या हो रहा है. We are given with a geometrical figure which is intersected from the horizontal and vertical portion. Then look at this particular diagram. There is a circle which is dissected among horizontal and vertical. This particular parallelogram or this particular diagram also is being dissected from the horizontal and vertical. So we have a particular pattern, that is 2, 5 and 6. 2, 5 and 6. So it is being used in this particular sentence only. So eliminating all the particular options we can have option number 1. Now if I have to find the logic among other particular figures or other particular 9 figures, I can also deduce the logic that in certain figures, suppose this is the figure, we have one geometrical figure inside another, that is we are given with a particular this would be 6 figures now. So 6 figures diagram under which a circle is given. Here we have a cube inside which a triangle is there, and also we have a circle inside which a triangle is given. So we can form the logic that is 139 belongs to the same category. And looking at the other particular diagrams, what we are having is two geometrical figures are there, right? Two geometrical figures are there which are aligned or which are attached with another geometrical figure. यहाँ पे square है and adjacent to it we have another square. Here we have a kite, right? और a square which is aligned और इसकी भी adjacent पे एक और square है, right? Then we have a pentagon here. Okay, no, pentagon not there. There are 6 particular sides, na? So we have this particular figure which is aligned with another this particular figure. So we have another particular sequence that is 4, 7 and 8. So we confidently say that option number A would be the right answer. Now we have another question from the chapter of directions or distance and directions. A and B start from a point simultaneously. So whenever we have a question, just take a reference point. A reference point would be the starting point around which whole information could be deduced or around which the diagram would be drawn. A and B started from a point simultaneously. A moves to the east. So with reference to the point, if we take the vertices or if we take the coordinates of the 4 particular sides, that is north, south and east, west, A moves to his east. So if they are standing to this particular position, so east would be this particular direction and traverse 2 km. So let us take this distance as 2 km. And B moves to the south and traverse 2 km. So with regard to the centermost point, this would be 2 km. Now B will reach, A will reach this position, B will reach this position, and the distance would be 2 km. A turns 90 degree clockwise. So with regard to the position, if A has to move 90 degree clockwise, clockwise would be to the left position. So 90%, A would be reaching to this particular position, right? And he would be covering 2 km again. And with regard to this particular position, B turns 90 degree anti-clockwise and travels to this particular position. That means both of them are now at the same position, and this would be the location of them. Where would they be found from the starting point? So if I take a reference point as this particular position, and this particular position with regard to the final position would be in east and south or southeast direction. So option number A would be the right answer, that is both in southeast direction from the particular central most points और the reference point. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे क्या था, reference point था, वहां से वो उन्होंने start किया था. Read the following information carefully and answer the following question. So this question belongs to the category or the topic of blood relation. A blood relation, if you have studied it from me, you have known, you have understand the concept very easily. What I have told you, that always use a family tree to solve this question and use the proper categorization, the proper symbols to represent the male or the female member of a family. Now, whatever the information is given, on the basis of that, you have to draw the family tree. K is brother of F. So, K is brother of F. Right? Single bond is used for the sibling relation and double bond is used to determine, to identify the couples. K is the brother of F. So, K is the male member. We will represent the male member with the positive sign. U is wife of K, who is husband of L. So now who is used for K? Right? Nephew of K who is husband of L. That means L would be the wife, right? And K is the husband of L. Now, the way there would be a very proper proverb na joining the dots. That means whatever the information is we are given, on the basis of that, with reference to the given numbers, with reference to the particular sentences, or with reference to the particular character, we have to draw the dots. That means deducing the logic behind. तो यहाँ पे भी सेम करोगे, यहाँ पे जो भी रेफरेंस पॉइंट है उसके बिहाफ पे we will use the particular statement to draw the relation between. So P is brother of M. We are not known, we don't have required information with regard to M or P. So we will skip this information. W is son of M. So we are not familiar with W, neither M. U is mother of W. Okay, let us go to another sentence. C is wife of F. So here we can deduce that C is the wife, so F will become the husband. That means C and wife are couples. F is father of M. F is father of M. That means M would be either son or daughter. We are not sure about the gender, right? But we are sure that F is father of M. F has 2 children. Okay. Now coming to the next particular second sentence here, so that we can draw the dots and we can join all the particulars, we can identify all the particular family members. So with regard to M, whatever the information is given, let us see whatever the information is given. P is brother of M. That means P and M are siblings, right? And W is son of M. So W would be the son. W would be the son. U is mother of W. U is mother of W. That means U and M are couples. And if U is mother, M will automatically become father. ठीक है, क्योंकि अगर U यहाँ पे फीमेल मेंबर है और M अगर यहाँ पे मेल मेंबर होगा तभी they will draw the particular relation. Okay, now U is wife of nephew of K. U is wife of nephew of K. So wife of nephew of K means to the K, M would be the nephew and wife would be U. So we will get the family tree in this manner. The question is being asked, how is K related to M? How is K related to M? So let us check what is the relation of K with regard to M. So M is here and K is here, right? So we can directly say that K would be the father's brother and father's brother would be the uncle. So option number D would be the right answer. Okay. So we have another question left, which would be the last question. We are given with a setting arrangement or a puzzle based question. Okay. And these questions would be repeatedly asked. Setting arrangement from the puzzle chapter. So whatever the information is given, we have to deduce the logic and align the information so that we can use in a wiseful manner. There are 10 persons D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L and M sitting in 2 rows, 5 persons in each rows. Half of them are Indians, half of them are Americans. So first of all, if I have to identify, if I have to distinguish between the given particular nationalities, what we are going to use is we are going to use the symbols to represent Indians and Americans. So let us use for Indians, let us use the sign or the symbol plus. और यहाँ पे हम Americans को अगर represent कर रहे हैं तो क्या symbol use करें? minus. Why we are using it? So that we can distinguish the Indians and Americans. ठीक है, और ये बहुत ही easy होगा to further distinguishing. ठीक है, क्योंकि distinguish के लिए क्या करोगे यहाँ पे? If I have to define the particular nationalities, it will be tough for me, it will be complex for me if I just represent the people with the DEF and before that अगर यहाँ पे पूरा लिखूँ Indians or Americans. So what we are going to use is we are using the symbols only, right? Now let us draw the particular diagram for it. Half of them are Indians, that means 5 would be Indians and 5 would be Americans. There is one more condition given. The 2 rows are facing each other, north and south. No Indians sit next to or opposite to another Indian. That means every successive neighbor would be of different nationality. So best would be, ideally what we are going to represent is, suppose these two people are there. Okay, now we have two people who are set in the centermost. So these are south facing people and these are the north facing people. Now look at the alignment here. Look at the alignment here. Whatever the information is given, K sits at the left corner of the north facing row. North facing row would be this one, ठीक है? और यहाँ पे लिखा है कि K would be at the K is at the left corner. So this would be the left corner of the north facing row. This would be north facing row and this would be south facing row. Correct. Now K is an American. Okay. So if K is American, we will use the symbol negative to represent the nationality of K. We are given with condition that no Indian sit next to or opposite to another Indian. That means no American will also sit next to or opposite to each other. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे माइनस साइन है तो यहाँ पे क्या हो जाएगा, एक इंडियन बैठेगा. Next to it would be American automatically. Next to it would be Indian as well. Next to it would be American. In the same way, if American sits here ना, so opposite to it would be an Indian. Indian के बगल में फिर American, American के बगल Indian, Indian के बगल American and American के बगल would be Indian. Now we have to make the particular people, that is 10% to sit in this particular way or in this particular arrangement. So just figure out the next particular arrangement. Two people sit between L and F. So we are not sure about the particular positioning of L and F. Now coming to the next particular sentence, G sit at the center in the south facing row. So this would be the south facing row. यहाँ का center कहाँ पे होगा, यहाँ पे होगा कहीं. So G will occupy to this particular position, right? M sit opposite to the neighbor of I. M is facing south. So this is south facing row. This is south facing row. Okay. And one more thing is given, that M sit opposite to the neighbor of I. Okay. So M can sit to this particular position. Can M sit to this particular position? Yeah. M can also sit to this particular position. Okay. As M is facing the south. M is facing to the south here. Okay. So M can occupy this particular position. M can occupy this particular position. Why this particular position? Because it is clearly said that M and I do not sit at the end. तो यहाँ पे end पे नहीं बैठ सकते. M की position ये हो सकती है और ये वाली हो सकती है. ठीक है. One more thing is given. M sit opposite to the neighbor of I. Okay. So I will be positioned to this particular position. I would sit to this particular position. H sit opposite to the person who is next to D. H is facing north. H is an Indian. No one is sitting to the right of D. Okay, one more information is given, that no one sit to the right of D. That means D will occupy to this particular position. D will occupy to this particular position because no one is sitting to the right of D. That means D would be at the rightmost position. Okay, so D यहाँ पे क्या हो जाएगा, इस position पे D can sit. Now one more additional information is given, that H sit opposite to the person who is next to D. So next to D, this particular position, and H will sit to the opposite of that particular position, that is this position. Now H is an Indian. Okay, fine. What we are given with, two person sit between L and F. So between L and F we are having two particular places. Okay, we are not yet sure about the positioning of M, but can L and F occupy to the south facing, to the north facing? क्या L and F यहाँ पे north facing वाली position पे आ सकते हैं? नहीं आ सकते. Why so? Because we have just two positions left. Can L and F occupy to the south facing? Yes. अभी देखो L and F को यहीं पे face करना पड़ेगा, यहीं पे उनको position करना पड़ेगा such that they have two places in between. ठीक है। अभी अगर m को यहाँ पे फिक्स कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, तो l and f can be interchangeable. L and f can occupy to this particular position. If we fix m to this position, we cannot have l and f having the set condition. So we have to fix the m to this particular position, and we can have l and f to the either this position or to this position, because in that way two people will sit between L and F. Now whatever the condition is given, let us say L is an American, so American is being representing with a negative sign, so L will represent here, L will be seated here, position here, and F will be positioned to the this particular position. Okay, further what we are given, E is an Indian, so we are left at two position, here E will come, right? So E is an Indian, that means this position would be occupied by Indian, that means E will come here. M is an American, right? So M has already occupied to this particular position, okay, and what whosoever has left will come to this particular position. So which of the character is left, which of the person is been left? So from here J is left, right? So J will occupy to this position. Now what is the question, who is sitting next to G? So next to G, who is sitting? To the right side of G. So if G is facing to the south, right? So right to the G would be L. So right answer would be option number C, that is L. So that was all about the learnings. That was all about the important chapters, the topics, the questions that are going to come in your Accenture based assessment examinations. I hope this would be very informative, very much learning for you guys. Okay, so I have to make you familiarize about the Prep Insta Prime, which is Netflix for upskilling. First of all, you have to understand what is the relevance of this course. If you are targeting the upcoming placement examinations, you have very certain, very limited amount of time. So what would be the deciding factor that you are going to place or unplace would be how efficiently you can utilize that particular time. Now you can just learn, you can just study for the placement by your own self, but that would take a lot of time because we have just limited amount of hours left or limited amount of days left. If you want to study by your own self, it will take a lot of time, first of all, to collect the resources, and how you can evaluate your performance. You don't have any access for the mock test, you don't have any access for the previous year questions. How you are going to evaluate whatever the variety of questions are going to come, whatever the difficulty level of questions of that come? For that matters, we have come up with the courses which are placement oriented. Also you will be upskill yourself. If you want to be relevant now in the particular competitive world, you have to upskilling is the only factor which would be deciding where you are going to place or not, right? Many of the particular, uh, if I talk with regard to your interview experiences, the first question that interview will ask you, whatever the skills you are having, you will just go with your resume, you will just go with your resume or particular CV, and he will ask question regarding your particular skill. So for that matters, we are coming up with a single platform where you are going to have 200 plus courses which are based on the futuristic technology, which will help you to get the placement readiness on the industry readiness. Our courses are based on the data science, AWS. You can learn the coding, you can learn the aptitude, you can learn the verbal, as well as you will get mentored with the industry expert as well, and you will get aid or facilitate with the particular interview preparation as well. Let me more brief you out whatever our courses are meant for. If you go with the website now, you will get all the access of 200 plus courses with just one particular common subscription. These are the trending courses which are focused on the particular mass recruiter company. So if you go with these particular tracks, you will get your full-fledged preparation resources here. Not only the concept classes, but our the previous year questions paper, whatever the particular resources that is needed to qualify all these particular companies. then you can gain the popular skills as well, which is being asked repeatedly in your interview test, which is very relevant for your the placement, that is artificial intelligence, statistic for data analytics, AWS cloud, QA analyst, Selenium. Then you can learn the front end and back end, that is full stack programming or the full stack coding. You will get the track to understand what is Bootstrap, JavaScript, jQuery, React.js, Node.js. Then अगर कोडिंग सीखना है बहुत ही इनिशियल लेवल पे, और इफ यू वांट टू स्विच योर करियर फ्रॉम अ नॉन आईटी डोमेन टू आईटी डोमेन, you can learn the coding with your best or whichever the language that you find easy. You can learn the coding with C, C++, Java, Python, any of the particular coding. Then you can learn the basic intermediate coding. Also, if you are someone who haven't started any of the preparation for the aptitude test, you can learn the full-fledged aptitude courses from these particular courses: data interpretation, verbal part, logical reasoning, quantitative parts. So how I can help you out in availing this course would be, I will provide you the maximum discount on these particular courses, which will help you to get job readiness. If you choose any of the plans, for an example, if you choose a plan for 36 months, that means for the next 3 months, if you want to study from us, if you want to learn all these skills, all you have to use is my coupon code, which would be DEV10. So once you use this code now, you will get a discount of 3099. Now this course will just cost you 27,895. It is very nominal if we just compare with the other courses which are present in the market. So with this particular course, you can upskill yourself, you can gain the certification as well, and you can just be the best particular candidate as per the particular industry oriented, or in terms of the interview. Okay, so that was all about this particular class. If you have any challenges with regard to your preparation, you can drop down the comments, or if you are facing any of the challenges with regard to the cognitive or critical thinking or the critical reasoning section, or with regard to the abstract reasoning section, you can drop in the comment chats, and I will make a personal video in which I will be providing you the resolution, and we will be covering all the particular Accenture based question in the next particular session. Thank you all the best.